Hi, welcome to episode 3 of In the Art Lab. This video covers it's the third episode. Sorry. This video covers our second visual journal in AP art class, so it's their third video. I'm going to get our photography kids involved. And they did a different type of critique this time. We broke up into groups, random order kind of counted off. So that way they were not just talking to the same students that they always talk to. And they went into small groups and kind of videoed themselves and doing their own small version of our big critique. It was a lot of fun. I think there was a lot more discussion that happened than what typically happens in our larger critique. At the end, we came together as a group and we kind of talked about some different things and shared out. Overall, I think it was a great experience. I love seeing these visual journals and I love seeing what their creativity comes up with. It was another one to explore different concepts they could possibly do for their sustained investigation with AP Board. We have to decide a little bit earlier this year what direction we want to go. So we're trying to figure out if we want to do 2D or drawing or what the overall theme we want to kind of commit to for the entire year to create 15 pieces of art out of, which is a lot. And it's pretty early for us to be able to do that. So trying to iron that out and get it going. Super proud of the kids. They did a great job. They're growing. Very talented group this year. So excited to see where we're at the end of the year. Please take a look at their critiques. Let me know what you think, or let them know what you think, and enjoy. Thank you so much.
Let me see my head.
We're gonna have to get really close.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, hey.
Stinks.
I'm just kidding.
Drew, get in.
Okay. No, I just wanted to. Do we
Come on,
introduce
get in.
ourselves?
Hurry.
Oh.
You gotta get closer. This is a close pact. Okay.
Not ready for this? What?
Okay.
Who's
Who's gonna go first?
We should start.
Is this yours?
I didn't finish. Should I go first?
Yeah.
Okay, so. Sorry for rubbing your
Sorry,
leg.
I'm like really close.
No,
to you.
you're fine. I like it. So I didn't finish mine, but my background right now is just coffee stains because I wanted to go for like a dirty look, and I was gonna go for like a deeper view of Minecraft. So I used a like paper bag, like brown paper bag, and I kind of like crumpled it up to get like a dirt effect, and I was making the block out of that. Didn't finish, so that's mine. It looks really good. Thank you.
Okay, so she said she wants us to have like more of a discussion.
How are we
so,
supposed to
like,
have a discussion about this one, Chelsea?
Maybe we should like ask her a question.
I like how blank it is.
Thank you.
That's kind of what I was
Not gonna
going for.
lie, this could actually mean something a lot deeper than like what we perceive it as to be.
It's Minecraft. See,
No, like I'm like saying like this could like looking at it, you could be like,
it's like a moon.
my life is just so dirty with all these bad things. Like, you know.
It's just Minecraft, but I can go for that.
Okay. Who wants to go next?
Drew. Okay. Do we hold it? Okay.
Drew, I love you.
So, I love you. So, I just decided to do one about, like, growing as a person and, like, you know how butterflies go through.
Do you want me to hold it?
Sure.
So, like,
They
can
go
see
through,
it.
like, a stage of life and, you know, they're, like, caterpillars and then they go into butterflies. Anyway, I just thought it was cute, so I like pink and my favorite color is green. And I just thought that quote was pretty cute. Found it on Pinterest. I didn't make it, so okay. I'm done.
Pinterest creds.
I like how.
What was your meaning behind? Sorry, go ahead.
I like how you used pink tape and you kind of used that right here.
Thanks,
I like
Emma.
You're welcome, Drew.
I like that too. I like your little cute little stars.
Thanks, Chelsea.
What was the meaning behind this butterfly? Did you have like a specific?
Well, you know how, like, I'm, like, growing as a person? I think we're all growing as people, and, like, butterflies, like, grow.
This butterfly,
Oh.
like the monarch.
I don't know, I thought it was pretty.
I think it's pretty too. I just didn't know if you had like a.
I like
I
that
didn't
it's
know if you
not
had,
on
like,
the paper. I like that it's, like,
Yeah.
thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
me 3D. That was bad.
Like
There's like a lot of elements to it, like with
I really
the
like it.
nature, and then use stickers.
Emma, I could kiss you right now. Oh my gosh.
I like that it really
on
does.
camera.
I like that it really goes together.
Yeah,
Like, because like, I mean, really kind of like
it's all like really soft.
sometimes it's hard to determine like if like they go together, but I feel like this one just like you just kind of like know, you
It
know?
has a vibe.
Yeah.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
I want a butterfly like that.
My lady.
I'll make you one.
I want my own.
I'll make you a
butterfly.
real one.
Okay.
A pet butterfly.
Well, I guess I'll go.
People have those.
Okay, so this school year, our like school, what is the senior theme? Senior theme is like friends, so like, so I did like the one where they graduate, and so like this visual journal is kind of based on like senior year, and I guess like some of the milestones, because like we've like graduation and like football games, and then like prom, and you get your senior pics done, you know. And yeah,
I like it. I haven't seen like a journal like that before.
I
Or
like,
like with that kind of theme.
I like how you did the font. Looks
Mhm.
good.
thanks.
Welcome. And I like how the hat is like hanging
Angled.
On the, yeah, it's like hanging on the
Thank
zero.
you. Thank you very much.
I like
Got
the
it.
shade of pink.
Thank
Mhm.
you.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It got a little messy.
No, I
so-
think it looks clean.
Because
Senior
like,
year
do you see
is
this?
messy.
I'm just like everything
Oh,
was
you can't
messy.
even see that.
I didn't.
No, I
This is
think it looks
crazy.
really like simplistic and like clean, and I like it.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. Oh no, I tried to make like the letter font kind of different in different ways, cause like the two like those are different, and then that's like cursive, and then these are kind of like
Yeah, I like it. I like those ones.
me too. And
Did you say
so-
I look suspicious?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
2 cups.
Okay, this is mine. So everyone can see it. Yep, that's it.
Do you have a meaning behind it, or like what inspired you?
I was listening to Dangerous Woman by Ariana Grande when I was doing it, like on repeat, the whole, like for hours while I was doing it.
Yeah.
But it's like the slowed down version, not like the actual version.
Kind of like a stripped version, almost.
Yeah. I made my fairies naked because I feel like they should be naked.
I appreciate that.
Yep.
I like that. I don't know what you're going for that circle, but it just my eyes keep going to it. I like it.
I like the smoke and the berries.
I like how soft it is.
Mhm.
Like it's just like soft and it makes me like want to cry, but in a good way.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I really like the detail that you put on the girl.
Mhm.
I used colored pencils and paint. That's it.
It's really good.
I like that it's like I think Drew said it was like soft.
It's like also harsh at the same time with the smoke.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I feel like I could just pick it up and like it's like a flower or like a cloud.
Yes. Are we done? Those were our journals. Thank you.
Gracias.
I'm in an art class.
Bye.
Okay, whatever. Who wants to go first?
I mean, I can,
The whole video is just gonna be us deciding who goes first.
but like,
So,
I really hate my visual journal so much.
I'll go first then.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So, this was what I did for mine. I wanted, like, one of my other, like, sustained investigation topics was, like, growth. So I did, like, a flower because that's what my mind thinks of when I think of growth, you know? And I did an orchid because that's my favorite flower. So I used, like, acrylic paint for the flower itself. I used, like, the gouache stuff for the background. And I used coffee grounds, kind of make it look like seeds almost. But they're all gone. I don't see them anymore. But then I add, like, an actual flower for, like, more texture and just, like, to fill up the page. And I wrote growth mindset right here because that's what Mr. Taylor always used to tell us. And then it didn't turn out the way it did. It seemed in my head. But Yeah, that's basically it for that.
I like the thought process with the coffee grounds.
Yeah,
And the texture.
I'm just sad it didn't work out as well as I planned. So I kind of want to try coffee again for another one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what did you use the coffee grounds for again?
I was thinking to add like texture, and then like I was thinking like flour, so I was thinking like seeds for coffee grounds. But then again, they didn't turn out too well, and I didn't actually end up using them as much as I should have. But mostly for texture, and they didn't end up sticking. So
It was a good idea. Okay, so I'll go next. So I really did not have inspiration at all for this, and I just kind of like honestly slopped together a piece, but this is it. My second sustained investigation idea would be the wonders of science, because I absolutely adore science and everything science. So I just did the basic chemical compound of carbonic acid. Did what it's composed of, and I did watercolor, of which water spilled on it. And kind of screwed it up, and then I did acrylic paint.
I don't think it looks bad when like it dropped on it though.
It kind of looks like it was meant to be there.
It looks like it adds like something to it.
Yeah, it adds depth. It kind of looks like it was meant to
and
be
like
there.
molecules and stuff like that too.
I honestly didn't know until you said something. So
Yeah, but I like the colors on the background, and then like you go over all of it.
I like how it's really neat.
Thanks.
It's,
Yeah,
like, clean and simple.
Spent like the first 2 days just drawing the circles and the lines, because I wanted it to be even.
I did this.
But yeah, so yay science, yay chemistry.
You did that
that's
in
me.
20 minutes.
Are you serious?
That is
Yeah,
so
holy
good
crap.
for 20 minutes.
Thank you. Okay, so I guess I'll go next. So here, one glimpse. Let's go. 20 minutes. I'm proud. Okay. So mine's kind of like based on my topic of mentality and stuff, and I wanted to go through like what happens in my mind, since like I want my topic to be like based off of me, but people can interpret it in their own way. So I like to describe my head as a colorful nightmare, because like there's a lot going on, but at the same time there's lots of dark stuff going on as well. Like, that's a trick. So this is kind of like the darker side of things, and then the present here is like you don't know what's gonna happen next, or like it's just kind of like it's really unpredictable. And then like the character in my topic here, like her arm grabbing there because she's supposed to represent me, and then like this is kind of like just the add-on of things, like for example like hallucinations and stuff, and like there's that, and I kind of just add a lot of charcoal and colored pencils, markers, and pastels for the background to not make it messy and that stuff.
Well, I love the fact that you got this done in 20 minutes and still, it looks
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
That is gorgeous.
It
Thank
looks
you.
like you spent like a week on
I really like how like you did this like, for all your other ones to like use like all the bright colors and blend them together, and then like there's all like the blacks and whites that like contrast it really heavily. I think it always looks really cool.
Thank you.
I like how like the girl's arm and like the face skull thing are like fuzzy, but they're still like in focus and everything. That doesn't make sense, but like
I
Yeah.
know what you mean.
it. I like how like I have two different emotions while looking at it.
yeah.
Like when it's like, oh, it's really pretty, but then you look at it, it's like something's off. But it's good. It's a good feeling. So, with mine, my topic was wanting to be trying something out of my comfort zone, and that is watercolor, because I've never really had experience with watercolor before. So that's supposed to be a mountain with little streams of it, and the try more means not just like a try more harder. It means try more things that are out of your comfort zone, so you can eventually get adjusted or experience things that you never knew you were good at before. And it just kind of represents improvement. So, and this is just kind of a first try at watercolor, like the background. And I tried dripping watercolor down it, but it didn't really turn out as well as I thought it would.
It's really cool It looks
I like-
really smooth.
Yeah.
It's really satisfying.
I like how like you have like those like the line like straight between like the mountain and like the rest of it looks like it's like flowing down like melting or something like that too.
I like the idea of the drips, and I like how one of the drips made like a smiley face with the Y. Like it doesn't look like it's
Yeah.
an actually
I love
purposeful thing, but
that.
like it looks good with
Oh,
it.
the Y?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
It just
I love that.
yeah, it just kind of like looks like it's supposed to be there subconsciously. And I also like the simplicity of the mountain and the water.
I do too.
It just looks really good.
That it looks like that's actually a lot of trial and error.
It
I had
looks
to,
really good.
since it's watercolor, I had to like take off the paper and put it back on and just redo a bunch of it. But I kind of like the simplicity of it.
I like it.
I do
I
too.
do too.
Thank you.
It's really satisfying to look at. I feel like very relaxed whenever I look at it because like it's all
Yeah.
colors and it's just so smooth.
Mhm.
Thank you.
So we done.
Good team.
All right.
Okay, so my visual journal was about exploration, and on the side I did a little watercolor with Posca pen, and I painted some mountains, and like I drew a little campfire with the Posca pens, and then on this side I put a map and this picture of these people on a boat, and I just put some washi tape and like little post-it notes and like little quotes and stuff. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you. Thank you.
I like the kind of contrasting cool and warm tones on the sides.
Thank you.
No flash photography.
Do I stop this? Or do we just keep going?
You can
Keep going.
keep going.
Doing good.
Did you show yours? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So mine's just a bunch of dudes.
It's like kind of like an exploration because I want to do like emotions and some of them. So I really just doodled a lot. Put some quotes on there. Made this little mason jar guy. Yeah, that's about it. Pretty creative if you think about it.
I like the song. I like that song.
I heard you say that.
I like the different perspectives of the sides of it.
Yeah. It looks like a silly book. Like it. It's doing good. Okay, somebody else go. I hate being on camera. I kind of drew this after doing an essay. So there was no planning into this at all. And this girl was gonna be a chicken, but I just changed her a lot. This was done last period, so no planning either. Beautiful. And the highlighter was because like I need a background. I kind of scribbled all over it. So yeah. Yes.
I like that it was supposed to be a chicken. Now it's a whole person.
It was, the chicken didn't turn out as planned.
I do like that you use the highlighter though, because like it brings like a lot of attention to it.
Thank
I like
you.
it.
It looks super geometric on that side with the highlighter. It looks cool.
Thank you. I saw a Pinterest post.
I love that.
So yeah.
Okay, so my visual journal was like, I like sort of playing off the idea of the error of man. So I was like, negligence, that's a big error. And so I kind of like portrayed sort of different forms of abuse here because I think that was kind of cool. So for the background, I did just like watered down acrylic paint because I don't have actual watercolors. I did like little quotes on like paper with paint to make it look kind of textured, I suppose. And then I did an eye doodle here with a pen, and then I did Band-Aid, and then I cut out some lips, and then I put paint there, but I didn't like how it looked, so when I went home I put fake blood on it, so I was like, oh, that adds to it. So yeah,
I like it.
thank you.
I like the word thingy that you cut out. It looks like they're like stained and like
Yes.
abused.
Thank you.
I guess, and I really like that detail.
I like the eyeball.
Thank you.
Blood
I
from the
appreciate
band-aid.
that. Just leaking coffee everywhere.
If it is on.
Okay, so who wants to go first? Who wants to go first?
Can you see her face?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Okay, I guess I'll go first just to get us started and rolling.
Okay, show the camera. Show the
Okay. My visual journal is about the 7 deadly sins and what they represent, and I'm gonna go really deep into each sin with my visual journals in the future. So that's how that is. I use charcoal, watercolor paper, color pencil, Sharpie, and pencil. Those are my materials. I hope you enjoy. So would you guys like to say any comments or any tips or anything like that about my piece?
I mean, I like the fire. Yeah.
It's 3D too.
I like it.
Is the last one supposed to be lost? Because I like that.
Yes.
The eggplant. That's so funny.
Oh, it's probably named them off.
Yeah, I don't know. Diamond is
Okay,
the
so
greed.
yeah, gluttony, and then there's sloth, greed, pride is the most. It's said to be like the most dangerous, and then there's envy, wrath, and lust.
Sexy.
Alright. So what's this one?
Pride.
Oh my gosh, cute. Yeah, pride has to be on top. That'd be on top. I like that you did all of the colors.
Yeah, the colors kind of represent them.
Yeah. Cute.
Yep.
I like that they all kind of look the same too. Like
Yeah, they're like sisters. Sisters.
Oh my God,
Wait,
they're
what's
like
7? Like,
7 deadly sins.
it's not hex, but what's the one after hex? Like hexagon and hexagon with 7 sides.
I think it's. I love how we're just talking about this.
This is what we're
Hex.
supposed to do.
What's 7?
Hex,
Hexagon.
penta.
Penta is a 5. Penta's 5. Because it's a pentagram. I would look it up, but
Yes, pentagrams.
I'm looking it up. What's a 7-sided shape called? Say not available.
Miss, do you know what a 7-sided shape is called? Like hexa or whatever. What's the next one?
Oh, that might make sense.
Septagon?
No.
That does not sound
Like when she said that, I automatically thought Trin.
When you do like a double under or multiple under, quadruples, septuplets.
Septuplets. These are septuplets. Period.
Period.
We tried, but Siri's unavailable.
She's on her vacation right now.
She's on break.
I'm kind of worried.
Okay, so there's mine. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I really had fun doing it. Period.
Okay, I'll go next. Okay. What is that thing that was people? Ooh, look
So
at
this is my
line.
morning
Yes.
brush.
Look at my swatch.
No.
Okay, so I started off with this little lady because I saw a bunch of draw people. I don't know how to draw bags. And she did this one. And then I looked it up and I found it on Google, so copyright. And I just redrew it again. And then it was going to be falling into like a pit of lava because Minecraft. No, I wanted her to be like falling into her death, but then I was like, gruesome. So I just went like with this like fairy like
cotton candy clouds.
Cotton candy cloud, just like not realistic at all. But the ground is realistic. Which
Like
makes-
surrealism.
Yes. Ah. And then up here, like before she's like hitting the ground or like hitting the fairy world, the fantasy world, she's like in a bubble and she's like by herself. And she's like sad.
We falling.
We falling. She's just like real sad. But I used these are oil pastels, but they were like water based, so I could. They weren't actually oil. Like I could blend them.
Mm-hmm.
And then markers, colored pens, pencil, and colored pencil. And I feel like I used something else, but that's probably it. Delicious. Oh yeah, and white acrylic paint. That's it. I'm done.
Okay, well, what I have to say about it is.
Tell me. Oh my gosh.
I really like the differences in the pages and how she's like in darkness. And she's basically like falling into like happiness, kind of like a fairy tale.
Thank you. That was my goal.
I just kind of joined in.
Off sad and then she ends up in the happy, like half alive.
Yeah.
Antidepressants.
Sometimes you have to give up to win.
I should pop a little journal.
You just have to let it go.
Yeah, pop a little journal.
Delicious.
Okay, Darcy,
Delicious.
mine's not done.
No, this is a word I remember from Spanish. Delicioso. Are you guys not seeing that? I got the video somewhere.
What
Hold
the
on.
heck?
I gotta find it.
There you go.
Okay, so my project here, she's minimalist, clearly. But I did me and my boyfriend, because why not? But I used a Dr. Pepper box, some dead boy flowers, a picture clearly, and then just a piece of paper. And I cut words out of a book that I don't read. I know, what a godsend. You know, it's pretty much, there's no story
Did you
behind
use
it.
pages of the Bible?
God, no. I don't even own a Bible.
Dude, I so regret. I left my Bible at my house when I left. I regret it so much because I want to rip it to pieces.
Oh my
What a mood.
Devin,
And use it for my art.
sweetie. That's like
Okay.
Satanists.
Sorry. So am I. Okay, I'm not, promise.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's not, Wicca is not Satanism.
Darcy, I
Will you
know
say
you
Wicca?
since second.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry to whoever this is.
Do you have a
A
book
book
of shadows?
of shadows? Yes, I
Found
do.
it.
Oh my gosh. Love that.
Thanks.
I totally want to get into it, but I like never had
Okay, okay,
Dude, I have
Well,
a book.
this is
Can I
mine.
borrow it?
It's sort of like you know how the doors that say one's lying and one's not? And it's sort of like about my old like the last one that I did, where people that lie are two-faced. And I was like, you know what, let's just do that thing. And I was like, okay, that works out.
I really like it.
They look similar.
The contrast of the two personalities is good.
Good.
So, in conclusion, I think that we all did very good, and that this video was a win. Period.
Yeah, totally.
Point blank. Period.
Totally normal. Okay. Oh, here you go.
So mine's not the nicest. Kind of had to rush it a little bit, but okay. So mine, my idea was like Mother Nature and like how beautiful the world is that we don't really see it every day. Like we can just be walking by on our phones the whole time when we forget that like life exists. Like we're not. And so my favorite flower is a sunflower, and those are like the prettiest to me, so I did those for the borders. Blue and green kind of represent what I feel like life, like the life colors are. I don't know, a little weird. My favorite animal is the butterfly, that's why I put 2. My original idea was to put like a heart with a face on it, but it looked really bad, so I redrew her face. I'm not the best artist, but you know. And I just put like what I feel like nature is, because whenever you go on like walks in the park, you feel calm, you kind of just think about life, you have a moment to breathe from like the reality you live in. And I use paint, pen, marker, colored pencils. And
I dig it. I dig the concept. I like the colors of yours.
I like with like the concept and how you said that like
We forget.
like with those we forget a lot about nature and stuff, and then like what all nature is. I feel like the simple spell that's put in definitely accentuates that.
I couldn't agree with that more. Like, I love that. I'm like, wow, somebody actually notices too. That like, I thought I was the only one. Nobody else wants to go outside with me.
Okay, so this is mine. Woohoo. So basically for mine, I was thinking for my sustained like investigation basically, I kind of want to do like exploring like different places. Like I did like for my first visual journal, I did like a microscopic like environment in a mason jar. So for this one, I was thinking I'll do space. So basically what I did is I just drew this whole entire thing in Sharpie, and then I painted the back in black, and then I used a sponge to make the galaxy, and then I just flipped paint onto this, and then my grandma gave me this magazine.
Yeah, I was just like, I just realized that it was the space race.
Yeah, that's what she gave me. So she gave me this magazine from Time, and I just cut it out, and I thought it would fit really well. So.
It looks really good.
Well, thank you. I think it might be my favorite one I've done so far.
I really, really like it.
Thanks.
And it looks good, but I don't know why I'm so like attracted to it. I'm like, so I used a lot of color in mine because I said I didn't use a lot of color, but I really like simple things. I think simple things are like really pretty. But for this piece, since it was like a new concentration idea, I felt like I went with it to use a lot of color. So I'm gonna show it to the camera before I start. So they are on the outside of like the circle. It's supposed to be everything that we love, but like take for granted. Like we don't really think about on a daily basis of how thankful we are for it. So we have like love, and then we have like the planets, and then we have color for like the rainbow, flowers, life, camping, the thought of family, or just like a family, like children in general, life, the ocean. So it's supposed to be like everything that humans take for granted and what we're throwing away. So I put a person like falling down into a hole, like into the abyss, because we're not really taking care of the planet the best that we can to our abilities. And that's mine.
I really like yours. It's cool.
Thanks. I messed it up really hard.
I love
liked
the
it better.
colors.
Well, like this wouldn't like blend for some reason. I think the purple was bad because I used a different palette from that to that, and it just didn't blend. So that was upsetting. But is it going?
Yeah.
Me.
I'll
Let's just go this way. Yeah.
Okay. So for my project, I kind of like what I did for my what I did was I kind of went further on with what I did for my art exploration project with my like little Noki alien that I did for her, and I kind of went deeper into her backstory with this because with this I'm gonna focus on this page for a second. So like on this page there's just a lot of like this circle right here is kind of like the life that she's been entrapped in, and then this little buoy right here is kind of her expectations to her, like to have like what she's supposed to have, and then with that like her true self is trying to like come out of her shell, and it's like weighing on her because she can't be in two places at once, but she's mostly trapped inside the little bubble that people expect her to be. And then with that, up top, there's a bunch of eyes watching her because she's the center of attention because she's high up on the political chain. And then with that, she likes to space out a lot and try to create her own world in her mind. So with that, I just kind of did a little space scene with that below, with her personality weighing on her. And she only has a father in her life, and in hieroglyphics, I wrote father and then with a red X through it because her relationship with him isn't the best. And then with this, I was listening to the song called Why Do You Love Me from 5 Seconds of Summer. And with that, I did a big pile of lyrics that I interpreted it in a different way than what the song would have originally intended it to be, to kind of fit more of her story. And then on this side, it's a little more charred and holy and not the best looking because, and this is more kind of centered around her relationship with her dad because in the beginning it was like a little rocky, kind of patchy and everything, but with the roses coming up from the vines, in the very beginning she loved him very much, and because he was the only parent figure in her life, and then as it goes up and then later on in her life she kind of realizes that he's not the best parent ever, and she's not a big fan of that, and she like her relationship with him is kind of withering away until eventually it's going to be dead. Then in addition to that, I did a simple portrait of her on the right side of the page with burnt holes in it, and then I did a bunch of paint splatters on top of it, with which created a rough texture on the paper. If you guys want to feel that.
I feel like sandpaper.
Yeah. And again, to kind of represent her relationship with him, because it wasn't the best. And cool embroidery points in the corners kind of resemble her fairy tale kind of life that most people kind of wish for, but you know, it's not all pretty.
People forget that there's actually life around us and that there's things that exist besides your phone and social media. So it's really into that and like all the art that people made about that.
It's really quiet. Am I supposed to like speak off of what they said?
Yep.
No, go ahead. No, everybody had a lot of color. I did a lot of color just for you guys, since you guys hate that I don't use color. And that's what we talked about.
I feel like that was plural, but it was really directed.
The shoot what? I'm just kidding. Nobody talking.
Going on a different topic, I liked how people in our group used materials that they weren't really comfortable with. Even if, like, you know, they didn't work out completely how they wanted to, they still tried it and they have new ideas for the future. So that was pretty cool.
And we kind of talked about, like, you kind of think, like, even if you don't think your artwork is that good, like, someone else will think it's, like, really good too. So, like, something that may not look great to you might look good to someone else.
And some of the artwork has like 3D in it. Some people do 3D in their artwork. Vamos.
How many of you saw some things that other people did that you hadn't thought of before? How many of you are walking away with some inspiration on what to try in the future? How many of you would change some things in your artwork if given the opportunity to do so? How many of you, would anybody like to share what they want to change? Like, or something, the idea that they got, or something thinking about the future? Just...
I can go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so other Justin, he like did watercolor, but then like used water, I think, to write in the watercolor, and I thought that was really cool how he did it. But yeah, that's just really cool because I want to get experience with watercolor because this is my first like actual thing with watercolor, and like what he did really like, whoa, that's cool. I want to try that.
Let me tell you, watercolor is a son of a gun. I use it like every single time, and something weird happens every single time. I could get this to blend, but I couldn't get this to blend. And that's what I would change.
Haley, did you have your hand up?
Yeah, and Sarah's, the way she like did Billy's face and how it's like really simple. I always try to be really detailed, but I'm not the best drawer, so I think I might try to take that and like use it to like not make myself feel bad about my drawings as well.
I would spend more time on my portraits that I do because I feel like they look realistic, but they don't look realistic enough for my standards. So I would spend more time on my portraits.
Riker?
I was gonna say, like, from like mine, we were talking about how like both Justin and Saker's were like really like simplistic, and that's kind of what I like. And like a lot of times I say like cleaner lines and stuff like that, and I feel like that'd be kind of cool to incorporate in mine, just to be like more lines and something more simplistic rather than trying to be detailed.
Joanne.
I wish I didn't rush into things because I'm trying to make chicken and now it's a girl. Because I started off thinking about chickens and now it's a girl. Does that explain?
Are you being very serious here?
But it's like the most intricate like girl chicken. It's not like a chicken looking girl. That's nice. I just want to know where the chicken was.
Yeah, me too.
The head, there's feathers on it.
All right. All right, Allison, did you have your hand up?
Yeah. So, kind of carrying on from what Justin said, like how the other some they use in watercolor. I really like how this like turned out, and like how it's so simple, but like there's like a lot in it. And like I always use like pastels in mine, so I want to like. I feel like if I tried like maybe watercolor and pastel, or like watercolor in general, I can like change like some things in the background that I wish I could add.
Very cool. How many of you feel like this visual journal grew from what you did over the summer? Any of you? Maybe. Okay. Maybe not. Okay. Well, I think you guys did a great job, and you should be super proud of yourselves.